So, in front of me today, I have an unnamed cruiser that has served as the basis for my cruiser and my battle cruiser up to this point. It will also serve as the basis for more newer ships, as those ships are based off of my battle cruiser and my cruiser. So, this is basically the start of all my capital ships. So, it kind of holds a special place to me because it was the beginning. It's not really that good as a ship. It doesn't have any railguns. It's just a bunch of guns on a frame, but I think it looks pretty cool and it's got a good aesthetic thing going for it. And overall, it's a nice ship to just float around the void in. Uh, I'm just going to go and do the outside, and I'm going to do the inside. So I've got kind of like this pronged bow here with these white panels. Paint currently on the ship is dark gray sci-fi armor with a weldless dark green for color stripes and a woodland camouflage white for the main color. I'm not really a big fan of the woodland camouflage now. I think I could certainly change that and retexture it, which I might do or I might not, depending on whether I'm lazy or not. We have a bunch of these super fired turrets here, great for putting a lot of rounds on target. However, if your target can dodge, this ship isn't useful at all because it just won't deal damage. And underneath, we have the secondary batteries of these assault cannons here. They're arranged in another super firing row, which I think looks pretty good, especially when it's staggered under the main battery. It's also really good at bombarding bases on planets, which is nice. And then going back, we've got thrusters underneath this main area. We've got this like curved whatever area with these thrusters on the side. We've got one here, and then we've got one in the center, which I think is inset here really well and has a lot of greebling working up to it. We've got the main connector, and then we've just got the back here. The back is a hangar bay, and unlike most of my ships, this hangar bay is actually functional. So, yeah, there's stuff in here. Then we have thrusters arranged like this, and then we have two large ions here, just in case you run out of hydrogen for some reason and need to propel yourself. Like, emergency, I need thrust in some direction, any direction. And we also have an ore detector for, I don't know, detecting ores or something like that. What do you do with ore detectors nowadays? I also have a bridge on the top. A bridge is something that I really don't install on most of my ships nowadays. I kind of find them to be put out of the way in return for turrets, and also I generally have trouble making bridges that look decent, so I prefer to just not have a bridge at all. We also have this secondary landing pad up on the top with these like fuel cell bulbous things here on the sides that are really interesting. Moving inside, we can enter the ship via the side airlocks here. It opens into a three-way airlock room, and then you can go down the ladder here and find yourself in the engineering sector. We also have an interior turret here, which is something that isn't really prevalent on any of my ships right now. Moving through the main airlock door, we are greeted with another door in front of us and a stairwell. This, when we go up the stairwell, is the main hallway. It features a gravity generator and some toilets and stuff. To be honest, it's not the best place. I wouldn't want to use the toilet here. It doesn't seem very private, but you're wearing your suit, you should be fine. And it's also quite symmetrical, which I don't like. I think one of these could be made into a shower, or we've got the new cryopods or something. This ship was built with a bunch of older blocks. It wasn't built with the current automation decorative pack 3 blocks, so those are not here on the ship at all. Moving forward on the ship, we simply have the airlock to outside in the nose. Moving down the stairwell, we can go into the crew quarters area, or this is actually the mess hall area. We see this big jump drive on the side, and we also have just some pipes and engineering stuff. Moving into here, we've got just an area where you can make your lunch and stuff, and we have an area with a table back in here that you can sit at. Going past that and towards the back, we have access up towards the bridge, which I will do later, and we also have access to the hangar bay, which I showed before. The hangar bay on the ship, it's not really that big, but it's pretty well detailed. It's got some passageways above it, so there's a bunch of panels. And we got the main cargo container here in the center with 2 hydrogen tanks on the side, which are exposed, but they're kind of at the back of the ship, so it's fine. Now we have the crew quarters area. It's got a bunch of beds. We have 5 beds in total, with 3 of them being in this room and 2 of them being out here. Maybe for more senior officers who get a little bit more space between them and their neighbors. And then we also have another engineering sector. Back up into the main hallway, we can go forward and open this door to find ourselves in the Combat Information Center. It's really just a cockpit down these stairs. You can fly the ship from here. Finally, if we go up this stairwell here, we're in the ready room. And going through this door, we've got, like, I don't know, a little passage hallway area. And I also just vented the ship. I think I'm going to have to fix that. We've got this passage area, and you can also go down here to be in the area where we were before. Finally, this door allows us to access the bridge. Yeah, pretty good view from here. It's nice just being able to look out at the stars and stuff. And finally, getting into my ship, we've got a decent amount of upward acceleration. So yeah, that's the ship. It has a decent amount of guns and a decent amount of thrust. It's great for just like going about the solar system if you want a roleplay ship, because it's got a functional interior. But there are better options to use for combat. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. Have a good day.